Good morning. It's 9 a.m. Friday, July 14th, 2023. Welcome to the Good News, live at 9 on Facebook and available later on our YouTube channel. Please be sure to comment in the chat. This is a presentation of the Allen Park Presbyterian Church. Good morning, everyone. I'm Suzan Maxey. I'm an elder at Allen Park Pres. And good morning to our co-host,
Kerri Van. Good morning, everyone. Sue, you were sharing something odd, but I don't see you doing that anymore.
Well, that's odd. That's me. Okay.
Yes, we have to have some kind of problem or we're not happy. Good morning to everyone who's watching. It is Friday, July 14th, like Sue said. Like to wish Don Shamley a very happy 91st birthday today.
Woohoo!
Good morning, Judy Martin, Ken Woods, Norma Bentley. Make sure you comment in the chat so we can see who's watching. We have a great guest today, so we're going to blast through the happenings around town and bring our guest into the meeting. So, Sue, what do we have going on? Hi, Joan Riggs.
Well, we have the farmers market, of course, today from 3 to 7 across the street in the parking lot across from the church, the corner of Park and Harrison. And then on Sunday
Sunday.
At worship
Sunday.
in the sanctuary, and it's going to be live streamed as usual. But if you watch it at home, you better come over afterwards because we have an ice cream social following worship. So if you come to church, you'll be sure to get some ice cream, or, you can come after you watch it at home, but, we may eat all the ice cream by then. You never know.
Yes, it's going to be a great Sunday. We'll have a great message from Pastor Tim. The bells are playing, and we have an ice cream social. Woohoo! Good morning, Joan Riggs. I already said that, but I love her, so I'll say it twice. Hi, Ann Winslow. Love you too. Barry and Margot. I think I love all these people. Thank you for tuning in.
Our church family and our loyal listeners. Yay.
Absolutely. The deacons have some standing. Hi, Kevin. The deacons have some standing donations and other things going on this summer. We're still taking animal shelter donations. We're working on getting an interview from some of the people who run our local animal shelters. So that will be fun. We're doing a cereal drive. Hi, Andrea C. Bloom. We just wished your dad a happy 91st birthday. Love you. Yes, don't forget to bring boxes of cereal to church. That is our 5th Sunday mission. I think we're doing good, but we could use a lot more because cereal is used so quickly everywhere. Even when we go to ChristNet, we saw that they were low on cereal. So please, if you stop by a store, just take a look and see if you can help us out. And that would be fantastic. And we are working on worry worms. Anybody who's working on that, please let me know. I want to know how good we're doing. So we have, I know I'm talking so fast that Sue's like trying to get all these items up on the screen.
I believe we are hiring too, aren't we?
We are hiring, taking applications for a part-time custodian. You can find the application and the ad with the description on our website, right on the homepage. Also, we have posted on all of our social media, and there's something in the bulletin where you can, no, I don't think I put a QR code, but all the information is in there as well. So if you're looking for a part-time job working with great people, something to consider.
Yep.
Sue, this next announcement is exciting. I'm going to let you do this one.
Yeah, we have something new from the Nurture and Discipleship Committee, and it's game night.
Woohoo!
The first one is going to be Friday, August 18th from 7 to 9 in the parlor. And if you'd like to bring snacks to share, if you care to, and water and lemonade will be available. So it's just going to be fun, very, all ages, all skill levels. We're just going to have fun. So come to the parlor on Friday, August 18th.
Count me in. I'm going to be wanting to play euchre, so somebody better be there. I need 3 friends. 3 friends. Let's play euchre. All right. should we get our guest in? Wow, it's only 9:04. We blasted through those.
Yeah, we did.
Wow. I think we're both excited. Well, let's mention camp real quick. 5 and 6 had a wonderful week at camp. They're going to be heading home before too much longer. And on Monday, 7th through 9th, we'll be headed up. So we're keeping them in our prayers for safe travel and for all the memories that they've made this week and will make next week.
Yep. And then the week after that will be grandparents camp. That closes this Sunday. So if you want to go to grandparents camp, you better get your applications in. So.
Yeah, it's almost completely full.
Yep.
So if you're interested, you better get on that right away. Hi, Becca Carlson. Nice to see you. So do you want to introduce our guest?
Our guest is Lisa Vilella, and she is the founder and president of Mimi's Mission. And we're going to ask her all about it. You can see the graphic here from the website, mimismission.org. And so we're going to ask her about all the details about supporting autistic individuals and their families.
All right. So
let's get her in.
Let's get her in here.
So Lisa is the executive director at Mimi's Mission. She's a lifelong Downriver resident, being raised on Grosse Ile and currently residing in Wyandotte. She's happily married to her husband, Jim, and 3 grown children and 4 grandchildren. The concept of Mimi's Mission began in 2013 while operating an insurance agency, which Lisa owned. Good morning, Lisa. Hi. How are you? Oh, you need to turn up the sound. Oh, no, you actually need to unmute.
Okay, how's that?
Oh, that's much better. We can hear you now. Yay.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. It's very, very exciting to have you with us today. We've been looking forward to interviewing you for a while, and thank you for saying yes.
Of course. Thanks for the invite. It's good to see your faces.
Yes, same. I am excited to see that how much I was involved with you a long time ago doing different things, just to go out to breakfast early in the morning once in a while. And I'm so excited about how Mimi's Mission has evolved.
Right.
I'm interested in knowing how you took the turn from what you were originally doing, and you have a registered charity in Michigan, and how you got involved with the autism aspect of this.
So probably 7 years ago, it all gets muddled. I was still an insurance agent, and we were pretty big in helping the communities around us, and we adopted 100 families for Christmas. And out of those 100 families, 20 of them said they had children with autism. But we didn't adopt based on your income. We adopted based on your need. So we had all different walks and incomes and lifestyles, and across the board, they all said the same thing. We're isolated. There's no help for us. We have no friends. There's no resources. And the list just went on. And I was like, how can all of you be saying the exact same things? It was crazy to me. And one of my clients actually has a autistic son who has a lot of needs. And he called his school social worker one time for some assistance. And she called CPS, and they came in and took the child and took his rights. And it was one of the most horrific things I had ever seen. And I thought, somebody has to help these people. There's no one's helping them. And that was in December. And in February, I started what was called then the Puzzle Parents Group. And it was just a support group. And I told them, I don't know a thing about autism, but I'm a good problem solver. So in the end, your children will still be autistic, but let's get them to the point where we can help them be the best they can be. And that was 7 years ago, and here we are.
Wow. So you don't have anybody in your family or whatever with autism. It was a client's child, eh? That's awesome. That's awesome.
And the Christmas program. Now you no longer do the Christmas program, right?
I do it for our families, our autistic families.
Okay.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
that's where she started seeing this trend. And I mean, even our church has helped with this before, but this is really involved. I know one of the things that I saw you on the news for, and I've been following, is your 911 Ready program. Can you
Yes.
talk about that? That is a wonderful,
Yeah,
wonderful
thanks.
program.
Yeah. We're pretty proud of that. um, I'll be honest, we always are looking for ways, it's all about impact, right? I can give Christmas presents till the cows come home, and I might be helping to change a family's Christmas, but you're not helping to change the world.
I agree.
Right.
So we all have limited times. So I just said, it's the bang for the buck, right? And we had our children, because now we've been doing this for 6-7 years. The original children we started with are growing up and they're getting big, and now they're adults, and now it's scary, right? Because autism doesn't have a look. And what happens then? Try and convince someone that someone who doesn't have a look of having a disability is someone that you should give more consideration to. And because there's not enough, every agency out there preaches autism awareness, which I don't understand, because we know about autism, we're aware, but the acceptance and the education is where we're going to make change. And that's where the autism, the 911 Ready bags came in. Because how can we ask these first responders to help these community members when we don't give them tools?
So
Absolutely.
basically, you have created a special bag that
Yeah.
police departments, the officers put in the trunks of their cars.
We have
What's
police
what's in those?
departments, fire departments, ambulance companies. So it's just our space inside their vehicles was so limited. They gave us you get the size of a bread box. I just said bread box. You know how old I am, right? But basically, it had to work, right? They had to be able to keep it in their car so it was on hand and be able to carry it with all their other equipment. And it had to be part of their own program that they would adapt to. So a weighted blankets work wonders in the autistic world. So we have a 5-pound weighted blanket. We have some sensory items. We have water, a snack, noise reducing headphones. So we just took, in our sensory room that was this big, and we kind of just shrunk it in and said, what's the most important? What's going to give the first responders the bang for the buck, right? And now they're seeing it. They're just amazed. They come to me all the time and they say, I never thought that if I handed someone this bag, that the situation would be diffused by a little rubber monkey noodle. It's just a little stretchy band, or one of the sensory items, or a bag of pretzels. And sometimes it's just that simple. But when you're in the heat of the moment, you don't have those tools available, then other things happen that we don't want to happen.
Yeah. People on the spectrum, a lot of times they're either totally nonverbal or they just can't get the words quick enough to tell people what they need. And so they do instinct, they just kind of go like, just get away from me, and they flail their arms out. They don't mean to hit anybody or hurt anybody. They're just like, give me my space, but they can't say, give me my space.
Yeah.
They just
flash
their hands, right? So then everybody, okay, now we're going to try to hug them. And it's like, oh, that just makes everything worse. Oh my.
Right. Or they take it personally, like, when some of the children, when they're asked a question, because they are so literal, right? Do you know why I pulled you over? Why would I know why you pulled me over? That's your job, right?
Yeah.
That's 100% autism right there. But they're not meaning to be sarcastic or rude. It's just the literal brain, right? It's black and
Black
white.
and white, concrete thinking. Yep.
100%. So we teach, the bubble, no touching, don't take it personal. We teach all of that because that's some of the most important things. And like you said, their brains go so fast, they can't process, right? So when you're asking them questions, their brain's still spinning. And then you're looking at them and you're like, did you hear me? Can you answer me? What are you doing? What's wrong with you? And they're just like, wow, that was so.
Wait a minute, I'm still working on number one and you've already asked me 6 more things. Wait. I got to process.
Right. And then that's when the anxiety comes in. That's when the stimming starts. And we flat out say, sometimes when they stim, it is uncomfortable if you're not used to it. The whooping and the flapping, and it's not in all of our worlds every day. So it is uncomfortable, but it's also not like, the old days where, if somebody's having seizure, put a wooden spoon in their mouth, and that's what we have to like re-gear the brain, because everybody is really stuck on autism as a complete disability. And the reality is most of these community members are so intelligent, they just can't tell you how intelligent they are. And we're seeing it. We're seeing 3-year-olds who know how to read, and their parents are like, we never taught them. I'm like, well, they're so smart, they don't need you to teach them, because that's how smart they are, right? So we're seeing this, but trying to portray that because they got lumped in with every single special education class because nobody knew. So now we're trying to separate, and we're trying to educate in that way that, nobody deserves to be talked down to. And they may not look like they have a disability, but it's all characteristics.
When you turn over these 911 ready bags, do you educate the departments?
Oh,
Or
yes.
yes.
We never, I will not do a drop off.
Okay.
Because if you don't know how to use it,
Yeah.
what's the sense, right?
Right. You have a comment from someone who knows and loves you, from Emily Vasha. Morning, love you, Lisa. Definitely literal babies.
No.
Yeah.
Nice. And that's 100% of it. If you get the black and white world, you get them, right? That's just the long and the short of it. And the rest really just comes down to respect, right? It's, don't come at me, don't touch me, ask me a question, give me a second. I always say, just lead with your grace, right? Give them some grace, because everybody deserves that.
Exactly. So I know you also have a young adult group, which is really nice, because once you get through school, high school and middle school, it's really hard for young adults, even in our church, to have a fellowship group. So I know you have that as well.
We do. Yep. Downriver Young Adults is what it's called. So we get together and just take them out into the community, right? Like if we're going bowling, we give them the premise ahead of time. This is where we're going. This is how much bowling costs. This is how much shoes cost. If this is the menu, if you want something to eat. And we recommend to the parents that they earn this money to go on these trips. Because the reality is what? They're adults, right? Which
Right.
gets lost in the disability sometimes. So we went bowling one time, and they don't know how to look at money. They don't know how to they can read a menu, but they've never been taught to pay attention to the cost. So one of the moms said, well, I don't know. I think it's fine. It's not that big a deal. And after the event, she called me and said, okay, we're going to start teaching him about money. And I said, what changed? And she said, he ordered a $42 sampler platter last night. And I was like, it couldn't have been any better, right? And I said, I wish I had hung around. And she said, why? I said, I would have had him order me one. It was so cute, and I just take that with, that's just God helping me, right? He's just proving the point. It's I'm in a great position. I'm in a great world. We have a lot of help, and God's grace is here. So
Right now, I think that the remarkable thing about you is that you were like a successful business owner, and you started doing this, and you did both for a long time, and then you eventually got to the point where you made this your full-time, I don't want to say profession, but your full-time mission.
Right. Yep.
So
I think I did both for, oh gosh, my brain tells me about 55 years because it felt like it. Um, it just got to the point where I was working probably close to, I'm not even sure, 22 hours a day, because I would go home and my insurance brain would turn on in bed at 2 o'clock in the morning and be like, did I put that car on? Did I call that client back? Did I? Oh, I couldn't. They both required full time. So I just called my husband and said, I can't. And he said, what do you want to do? And I said, Mimi's. He said, okay.
So it takes, I'm assuming, a lot of money to do everything that's in your mind and in your vision. So I'm sure that fundraising is a big part of what you need to do, along with all the good that you do in the community.
Yeah. Fundraising is it makes the engine go, right?
Right.
Yeah. I can have all the ideas in the world that I want, but unless I can bring them to life. Yeah. So we have a outing this Sunday. We have a golf outing. So we'll have that. And then September 10th will be our big one. It's our walk for autism. So we do a 1 mile walk. Oh, look at there. Technology. Yep.
Yes.
So it's a 1 mile walk because we always want to set the kids up for winning, right? They can walk a mile. They can't walk 5 miles. So it's just a 1 mile walk, and then they come back to the park, and we have touch a truck, and Brownstown police will come out and cook them hot dogs on a grill, and Frito-Lay's coming out with their truck, and we have frozen treats and bounce houses, water slides, games, arts and crafts, princesses, little body arts that's going to be painted on their faces or arms, wherever they want. It's just a big day. Do you know the band Chicago?
Yes.
Saturday in the park. That's what this feels like. It's just a big family day. The last time we had this, we had over 600 people in the park.
Wow.
But the funny part is there's no screaming children. There's no behaviors. There's no disappointments. There's no meltdowns because we set it up accordingly, right? So just like the body art, we're not doing full on face paintings because these children don't wait like that.
No.
So what do? We do body art. So you can have a heart or a Superman painted on your face or the top of your hand because it takes 10 seconds, right?
Right. Is now this event, I'm going to read a couple comments. This event is for everybody, not just your...
Every single person can attend. Yes.
And
we have business owners to come in if they would like and run the arts and crafts and the games. You can sponsor a game for $100. And they're simple games, but remember, our children don't get to go to fairs and street fairs and carnivals because it's just too much for them. So we just go old school, right? Nice, easy games, toss across. They're happy with all that. That when you go simple in your house, everything gets easy and everybody's happy, right? So that's what the day is about. There's something for them to do all over the park, and it's all things that they can do.
That's so wonderful.
You should come and just watch it. It's amazing.
I'm going to put it on my calendar for sure and see if my deacons want to come and do something. Norma Bentley said, thank you, Lisa, for all you do for the autistic children and their families. Mimi's mission has helped so many, including a family that is dear to me. My friend Kerri Tanner said, this warms my heart. Both of my boys are on the spectrum. So I'm glad Kerri's watching today so she can hear about all these wonderful activities.
Yeah, she should bring them. It's young and old. We even incorporate the young adults into helping with the younger adults or the younger children, because that's how they learn, right? So even on the 911 ready, when we go out and educate our first responders, our families come. Our families bring these children, because what's the best lesson? It's eyes on, right?
Oh,
And
that's a great
we want you
idea.
to see, we want you to see our 18-year-old who you would never ever think was autistic. Because I want you to think about that on a traffic stop, right? When somebody's being what you think is sarcastic, but it's just how they respond because they're autistic.
Did you get that idea because of some of the unfortunate violent traffic stops and things or did this just come together in another way?
I've never encountered, I mean, everybody's heard about the unfortunate incidences, and it's not just with autism; it's across the board with certain things, and it's all just education. But we did have one young man in our group. He was not he is 6'4", 450 pounds, and I flat out said, if I had to go to your house and he came out and he's nonverbal and he's emotionally 2 years old, but if you don't know that going into that call, it could be scary, right? So I
Yeah.
said, if Danny were coming at me, what would I do? I asked one of the police officers that saw him at an outing, and I'm like, if he was coming at you, what would you do? He said, I'd get back in my car and leave. Because
Yeah,
he's like, I don't know, because otherwise the choice is what? I would have to hurt him.
right.
And I started thinking about it, and I was like, what are we gonna do about this? This is a big thing. They're all getting older, right? So let's start going it. But I've had, we have schools downriver that help emotionally impaired children, and we've had incidents at those schools, and those children have no backup, no assistance. They are forced to listen to what they're in. So we have even educated the children, because their first instinct is, wow. But we've taught them, I give them my business card and I say, when the police are called, what do? We close our mouths, we be quiet, we lay on the floor face down with our hands behind our back. And when you get to the station, you can reach in your pocket and pull out my business card and say, you need to call my Mimi. And they all just start laughing. And they're like, you would come down to the police station? I said, well, hopefully I don't need to, but mostly I just call. And they're like, okay. But I also have the expectation, you better have done what I asked you to do. Because I don't want to hear you were hitting police officers or hitting your head on the police car, or, that you were out of sorts. I expect a good behavior from you as well. So it's
Aw,
not all just on the police officers, because the reality is what? We need to learn to get along in society. So
agreed.
I've called a couple of the stations when we've had incidents, and they were like, oh, he's one of yours? Okay. Which is awesome, right? They're like, oh no, it's her.
Wow, what an advocate. So we're getting near the end of our hour. A couple questions, Sue may have one too. What do you need the most? Do you need money, volunteerism, people to
Fun.
attend things? What would you
Fun.
say you need the most?
Just
Funds?
fun. Yeah, it's so hard. We built this around not having to count on volunteers, because it's really hard to run a business based on people that don't get paid. So we're really streamlined, and I'll be honest, it's me and a part-time girl, and we just run like a clock, right? We set it up perfect, we get everything in line, and we go. It's all about the planning. So the fundraising is exhausting.
Yes, believe
Yes.
me, I do a lot of it myself. I'm not sure if I do it on the scale that you do, but yes, it's hard because you're constantly asking people for things, and you got to be creative.
Yes. So that would be the number one. People are big with they would mail you things or send you things or sensory items, but the reality is, we have 1,000 square foot office. You can only do so much with that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know, because when you used to do the Christmas stuff, I know your office was like barely had room for you to be in there to like do your work.
Yeah, that was a little much.
You're
Oh,
a
no.
wonderful, inspirational person, Lisa. You have just done
Thanks.
so many good things with your life and improving. Norma Bentley said, what a wonderful and inspirational interview this morning. Thank you, Lisa. Sue, did you have any follow-up questions? Because usually I run my mouth and don't let you talk.
Well, I just, my comment, and a lot of our listeners know this, that I'm a big proponent on you need a family to raise a child. You need a village. And it sounds like Mimi's mission is the village for a lot of autistic families. So I commend you for that. Someone near and dear to me is on the spectrum, and she's been people, when she was little, she was always bigger than other people, like your one friend there. And so they always thought she was older than she was, for one thing. And then she wasn't acting even her age, and they thought she was older. So she's had a hard way to go, but having our church family, I'm going to cry here, but it's definitely been a village, and your group sounds like a village for a lot of these people, and the first responders, that is, and educating your community too, so they know a little bit of how they should act, just, because those situations come up a lot more than people realize. So
yeah, a lot of our families are afraid to leave the house because of what they encounter when they go into the community.
Oh yeah.
So we have been taking them out in groves. Like when we go out and we have an outing, we're about 150 people. So our families don't have time to pay attention to what you're looking at, or if you're saying something rude, or you think I'm a bad mom, or just stop. So we do a lot. I preach all the time. Don't be mad, because it's just lack of education on their part, right? So if you don't educate, and a lot of our families think, why should I have to educate every single person? and I always tell them, because you're helping your child's future.
You have to be an advocate for them.
And I get both sides.
They have to advocate. They have to advocate for themselves. So you have to teach them how to advocate for themselves too.
And we do that too. We preach independence like nobody's business. So yes. So
definitely have made a big difference. Big difference in our community, Lisa. Thank you so much for being with us.
Ladies.
As soon as we close the show, I'll put a link to Lisa's website. You can follow her on Facebook. Are you on Instagram?
I am, but not. Facebook's the place. Yeah.
All right. I will share those links so that you can support
you.
and keep an eye out, and we will talk more and publish her fundraiser in September and hope people can attend. First 500 get a cape. I think that's a big incentive right there. Who doesn't want to walk with a cape, right?
Right. We just thought the kids would just love to wear a cape. So yep, that's instead of a t-shirt, we're doing capes this year.
Love it. Yeah. All right, Lisa, you keep in touch and let us know what's going on, because we fully about supporting the community and everyone in it. So thank you very much with us.
Good seeing you, ladies.
All righty. Have a great weekend.
Scripture today is Mark 10:16. And he took them up in his arms, put his hands upon them, and blessed them. So, all right, everyone, be sure to join Pastor Tim for devotions live at 9 on Monday through Thursday on Facebook. And remember, God loves you, and so do we.
All right, friends, so some hearts up in that chat. We will see you next week, and have a great day. Thanks again, Lisa.
Thanks.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Oh, our guest next week will be Cynthia and Greg Harmon. So come back and join us when we interview Cynthia and Greg.
Next Friday at 9. Same bat channel. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day.
Bye. Have a great week.